Lamina, leaf blade. The lamina is the flat, broad part of the leaf. It is usually thin and wide, which helps the leaf absorb more sunlight for photosynthesis. Keycap 2 petiole. The petiole is the small stalk that connects the leaf to the stem of the plant. It holds the leaf in a position where it can receive enough sunlight and air. Keycap 3 veins. Veins are small tube-like structures inside the leaf. They help transport water, minerals, and food throughout the leaf. The thick main vein in the center is called the midrib. Keycap 4 stomata. Stomata are tiny openings found mostly on the underside of the leaf. They allow the leaf to take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen during photosynthesis. Keycap 5 chloroplasts. Inside the leaf cells are tiny structures called chloroplasts. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll, the green pigment that captures sunlight for photosynthesis. Chlorophyll is a green pigment found in the chloroplasts of plant cells, mainly in the leaves. It is the substance that gives plants their green color. Seedling. What does chlorophyll do? Chlorophyll plays a very important role in photosynthesis. It absorbs energy from sunlight and uses that energy to help plants make food. How does it work? When sunlight falls on a leaf, chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight. Sun. The energy from sunlight is used to combine carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil. This process produces glucose, food for the plant, and oxygen. Why is chlorophyll important? Chlorophyll is important because it helps plants capture sunlight. It allows plants to make their own food. It helps produce oxygen, which humans and animals need to breathe. The light-dependent reactions are the first stage of photosynthesis. These reactions happen in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast and require sunlight to occur. Keycap 1 sunlight is absorbed. The process begins when chlorophyll absorbs sunlight. The energy from sunlight excites electrons in the chlorophyll molecules. This energy starts the chemical reactions needed to produce energy for the plant. Keycap 2 water is split, photolysis, using the energy from sunlight. Water molecules, hydrogen oxide, are split into three parts. Oxygen, O2, hydrogen ions, H, electrons. The oxygen is released into the air, which is the oxygen we breathe. Keycap 3 energy carriers are produced. The excited electrons move through a chain of proteins called the electron transport chain. During this process, two important energy molecules are produced. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, provides energy. NADPH, carries high-energy electrons. These molecules store energy from sunlight. Keycap 4 energy is stored for the next stage. The ATP and NADPH made in the light-dependent reactions are used in the next stage of photosynthesis, called the Calvin cycle, light-independent reactions. They help convert carbon dioxide into glucose, which is the food for the plant. Light-independent reactions, Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle, also called the light-independent reactions, is the second stage of photosynthesis. It takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. Unlike the first stage, it does not need direct sunlight, but it uses the energy molecules, ATP and NADPH, produced during the light-dependent reactions. Sun right arrow seedling Keycap 1 carbon dioxide enters the cycle. The process begins when carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, from the air enters the plant through the stomata in the leaves. Inside the chloroplast, the carbon dioxide combines with a special molecule called RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate. This reaction is helped by an enzyme called rubisco, which is one of the most important enzymes in plants. Keycap 2 formation of 3 carbon molecules. When carbon dioxide combines with RUBP, it forms unstable molecules that quickly split into 3 carbon molecules. These molecules are called 3-PGA, 3-phosphoglycerate. Keycap 3 energy from ATP and NADPH is used. The energy molecules ATP and NADPH, which were made during the light-dependent reactions, are now used. They provide energy and electrons to convert the 3-PGA molecules into another molecule called G3P, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Keycap 4 production of glucose. Some of the G3P molecules are used to form glucose, which is the food for the plant. Plants use glucose for energy, growth, making other important substances like starch and cellulose. Keycap 5 regeneration of RUBP. The remaining G3P molecules are used to regenerate RUBP, the molecule that started the cycle. This allows the Calvin cycle to continue repeating as long as carbon dioxide and energy molecules are available. Sun phase inputs. What plants need. Inputs are the substances plants take in to perform photosynthesis. Keycap 1 sunlight sun. Sunlight provides the energy needed for photosynthesis. Plants capture this light using chlorophyll in their leaves. Keycap 2 Water, hydrogen oxide, droplet. Water is absorbed from the soil through the roots. It travels through the stem to reach the leaves. Keycap 3 Carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, wind phase. Carbon dioxide is a gas found in the air. It enters the leaf through tiny openings called stomata. These three inputs work together to start the process of photosynthesis. Outputs. What plants produce? Outputs are the substances plants produce during photosynthesis. Keycap 1 Glucose, C6 hydrogen oxide. Glucose is the food for the plant. Plants use it for energy, growth, and repair. Keycap 2 Oxygen, O2, herb. Oxygen is released into the air through the stomata. This oxygen is essential for humans and animals to breathe. Herb photosynthesis, the chemical equation simplified. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food using sunlight. Scientists use a chemical equation to show what substances are used and what substances are produced during this process. Test tube the chemical equation. The simplified equation for photosynthesis is 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 H2O plus light energy right pointing arrow C6 hydrogen oxide plus 6 O2. Magnifying glass what each part means. Keycap 1 Carbon dioxide, wind phase. Carbon dioxide is a gas found in the air. Plants take it in through tiny openings in the leaves called stomata. Keycap 2 Water, hydrogen oxide, droplet. Water is absorbed by the roots from the soil and transported to the leaves. Keycap 3 Light energy sun. Sunlight provides the energy needed for the chemical reaction. Chlorophyll in the leaves absorbs this light energy. Seedling what is produced. Keycap 1 Glucose, C6 hydrogen oxide, candy. Glucose is the food made by plants. Plants use it for energy, growth, and storing food. Keycap 2 Oxygen, O2, herb. Oxygen is produced as a byproduct and released into the air. Humans and animals breathe this oxygen to survive. Importance of photosynthesis for plants. Photosynthesis is one of the most important processes for plants because it allows them to make their own food. Unlike animals, plants cannot move to find food, so they must produce it themselves using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Keycap 1 provides food for the plant candy. During photosynthesis, plants produce glucose, which is a type of sugar. This glucose acts as food for the plant and provides the energy needed for growth and survival. Keycap 2 helps plants grow herb. The food produced during photosynthesis helps plants grow new leaves, stems, flowers, and fruits. Without photosynthesis, plants would not be able to grow or develop properly. Keycap 3 stores energy high voltage. Some of the glucose produced is used immediately for energy, while the rest is stored as starch in different parts of the plant. This stored energy can be used later when the plant needs it. Keycap 4 produces oxygen wind phase. During photosynthesis, plants release oxygen as a byproduct. This oxygen is very important because humans and animals need it for breathing. Keycap 5 supports the entire food chain globe. Plants are called producers because they make food through photosynthesis. Animals and humans depend on plants either directly or indirectly for food, so photosynthesis supports life on Earth. Importance of photosynthesis for life. Photosynthesis is one of the most important processes on Earth because it supports almost all forms of life. Through photosynthesis, plants convert sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into food and oxygen, which are essential for living organisms. Keycap 1 produces oxygen wind phase. Photosynthesis releases oxygen into the atmosphere. Humans, animals, and many other organisms need oxygen for breathing and cellular respiration. Without photosynthesis, there would not be enough oxygen in the air to support life. Keycap 2 provides food for living organisms. Red apple. Plants produce glucose, which is their food. Plants are called producers because they make food that supports the entire food chain. Animals and humans depend on plants directly or indirectly for energy. Keycap 3 maintains the balance of gases. Herb. Photosynthesis helps maintain the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which helps keep the air suitable for living organisms. Keycap 4 source of energy for ecosystems. High voltage. The energy stored in plants during photosynthesis is passed on to animals and humans when they eat plants or plant-eating animals. This makes photosynthesis the main source of energy for most ecosystems. Keycap 5 helps reduce carbon dioxide globe. By absorbing carbon dioxide, photosynthesis helps reduce the amount of this gas in the atmosphere, which is important for maintaining a healthy environment. Herb photosynthesis. A quick recap. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food using sunlight. This process mainly takes place in the leaves, inside tiny structures called chloroplasts that contain the green pigment chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight and uses this energy to convert carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil into glucose, which is the food for the plant. During this process, oxygen is also produced and released into the air. Photosynthesis is very important because it helps plants grow, provides food for many living organisms, and releases oxygen that humans and animals need to breathe. Seedling sun.